Yo, what's up? This your boy Monty G from the Fammission Podcast. Please subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can get all access to motivated and inspiring videos on this Fammission Friday. Every Friday, let's get to the podcast. Yo, what's up, yo? Man, this the second time around. I got to bring him back to the podcast. I think he left out something. So, man, give him a warm welcome. But don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this video, man. It's going down. Let me go ahead and bring him in the guest. Bring him in real quick. Yo, what's going on, man?
What's up, man? What's going on?
All right. So, man, this is your second time on the podcast, man. Why you feel like you need to get back on here? Like, what is it a message you forgot to tell us, man? You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, I mean, like this goes out to all those that are still out there, like trying to get help with whatever addiction they have. Like, you know what I mean, most addiction I'm talking about is substance abuse. Like pills, crack, coke, dope, the heavy stuff. So I would like to just break the boundaries on recovery and addiction and what the two is based on and what's the difference between the two. I just wanted to throw that out there, and then and just let those know that there is a difference between the two.
Okay. Yeah, growing up, we had a lot of drug addictions in our family. So again, I had to ask you, man, how old was you when you first started, and who got you on and who got you off?
Uh, well, I was always dipping and dabbing when I was about shit. My first time I smoked weed was by 8, but 8 years old. Swear to God, I
8?
kid you not. 8 years old. I was sitting on the steps with my two older cousins. Yeah, they were like 13. I was 8, just hanging out. They smoking weed, drinking, and this happened in I think it was called Gardner Projects out in Manhattan on 105th Street in Madison, and they were sitting in the steps, and I just always liked to hanging out with them, and they just passed me the joint. I said, "Fuck it," I took it, and I smoked. That was my first time. But when I first started heavily, when I was about 21 years old, I was 21 years old, and I picked up through a friend because I was curious on what it was doing and how it's like to be high, on that, which was heroin. And I tried it. He tried to keep me from it, but I said, nah, I'm good. I can do this. So took a couple of hits, and one hit led to another hit, and I got caught up in the game. And then I lost my job and everything, and I went to the streets. And that's when I started selling and making the fast money, and one thing led
All
to
right.
another.
So I want to ask you another question, but before you tell me who got you off, but was you conscious of like what was going on? Like, damn, I'm losing my job, and you like, man, I want to shake this shit, but you couldn't. Like, was you
Yeah.
understanding what was going on? Like,
Um.
I'm messing
I.
up.
Well, when I did start to understand, it was too late. I was already deep in the game, But I knew that I had a problem. I knew I had a problem because what started out is at a young age, I had a son, and I had a baby. My girl had a kid, and so at like 21, I had to go get a job. Now I'm like, I got to be responsible. I got to pay the bills. I got to buy the Pampers. It wasn't about going out and hanging out with the guys and having fun. At that age, you ain't trying to have no kid. You ain't trying to, hold down, an apartment and get all this stuff. You're too young. You want to go out and have fun. But all that stressed me out. Because I had to get up in the morning and force myself to get up in the morning, go to work, bring home the bacon, pay the bills, pay the rent, whatever, take care of the kid, take care of her. And I didn't have no time for me to go out there. So all I did was get high, and me being so stressed, not thinking about what I'm gonna do next. I ended up playing with that, and I got caught out there in the game, and that's what led me to my addiction. You know, and it happens a
Mm-hmm.
lot like that. Some people get stressed out. It could be school, work, like dysfunctional family. It could be relationship. It could be anything that'll stress a person out, and they want to unwind. Like some people do, they go home, they have a little glass of wine, they drink, and they're good with that. Some people want to take a couple of hits of this coke or whatever. They want to unwind, and then what happens is that you start building up a tolerance for it, and one thing leads to another, and all that used to be unwinding turn out to be more than that. You start withdrawing. You start, it's all about you now getting out of bed. In order for you to get out of bed, you got to take what it is that you're addicted to or started out with, and it just become a way of life, man.
All
And
right.
and
So who helped you get clean?
all
'Cause
right,
that's the most important part.
who helped me get clean? His name was Mr. Robert Erskine. He was the director to the Samaritan Village program, and that program um helped guys like me who
Mm-hmm.
were either were on some kind of drug that help you um wean you off of it slowly but surely until there's nothing more for you to take, and then you start your body start going back into normal. And what he did with me is he told me I had a problem, but now we're gonna take care of you physically, and then we're gonna work on your mental part later, because that's gonna be
Hmm.
harder than the physical part. The physical part
Hmm.
comes first, then comes your mental part. How you think and how you react to certain things on a day-to-day basis, living on life and life terms. And that program was designed for a person to get back on track, when they leave through them doors and they out in the real world. Like getting out of bed, doing your bed when you get out, brushing your teeth, going down,
Hmm.
eating a little breakfast, giving you a little job assignment, um, whatever little money they give you, you put it away. You use that money to buy something that you really need, not what you want. So
Hmm.
everything in that program was designed to get you back into living on life terms. Being
Okay.
responsible, thinking before you act, um, learning how to be, have a little consideration for the next man, not all about you, because when we was in the street,
That's
that's all
right.
we thought about us. We didn't care about nobody else. We just say, yo, who am I going to rob? Who am I going to con? Who am I going to, how am I going to get this drug? I don't give a fuck, that type, they didn't care about nothing but themselves. They didn't want to hear nothing from other people's mouth. All they care about is what they do and what they do to get it, and what they got to do, they didn't care who they hurt, man. They
That's
they
right.
were just living a life of destruction.
Yeah.
So like I
But
was
hold on,
telling
hold
you,
on, for 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. We gotta holler at the streets one time. Hold on, hold
all right,
on. We got Dory Ellis. She say hello, hello. Then we got, who is that? Raul. Oh, he said, "Oh no, part two." Oh snap. Okay, yeah, you already know it's a part two. Then we got Jamal Boone saying, "What's up, though?" Let's see what else we got. I'm on this. Ah, rude boy. All right, and then we got Jamal Boone. He said, "I'm glad you've overcome your addiction, brother." Okay, okay.
Thank
See,
you. Thank you.
yeah, man, I had to holler at the people, man. So we had to show them some love. So you know, again, if someone is going through addiction right now, that's a hard thing to talk about for real. Like a lot of people will be ashamed of it. They don't want to talk about it. But if they watching the show and they listening and they watching, man, again, what kind of advice would you give to someone, or what kind of direction would you point them to?
Well, um, I would advise them to get professional help, man. Um, because I'm gonna keep it on the eye. When I had a problem, I always have difficult opening up to a person. You know, I always thought that I knew it all. You know, and so it was hard for me to open up because my mind was already clouded with all the negativity and the drugs, and so we're not trying to hear nothing. So my advice to them is that somewhere in there, like me, somewhere in there, and I know somewhere out there, there's always going to be somebody out there that's going to say to themselves, I need help, but they don't know how to go by getting it, you know?
That's right.
So they'll reach out to those, and those might not know either. They might just say, hey, yo, listen, call this number, call that number, but you need to go out and get professional help. You know, you got to contact somebody or know somebody. Push come to shove. If you don't know where to get help, just run to an NA meeting. Go into one of those NA meetings, and I guarantee you, somebody in that room, get a sponsor, get the host who's the main speaker in that meeting, and say, listen, I need help. I got a problem. Can you help me with some numbers, or hook me up with someone that I can get professional help? And they'll get your number where you can get into a treatment program. Now, once you get into that treatment program, you know they got to be real serious about it. They got to be honest with yourself and say, yo, I got a problem. I need to take care of this problem, and this is the only way to do it. It might be scary in the beginning because long-term treatment, you got to live there. You got to live with other addicts there. You got to eat with them. You got to live with them. You got to work with them. And everybody, you know what it is to have a whole bunch of addicts in one roof, and everybody's having all kinds of emotional issues. He's bugging out. That one, it gets crazy. It gets crazy, and some are mandated, some are not. But it's not up to um the directors there, the counselors. It's up to the individual. How bad do they want to get off the drugs and stay clean? It's up to them, because no one can force you to stop getting high. You have to want it so bad, man, that you'll do anything to get it. You know, just like I remember I told one guy, how bad, he told me, how bad do I want the recovery? And I told the guy, man, I want it just like I chased that drugs.
Mm.
Simple as that. That's how bad I want it. Same way, if I had to go from the Bronx to Staten Island or Brooklyn to get a bag of dope, that's how bad I want it. I want to be able to be open minded and go out and get it. So I advise them to go into an NA meeting. If they don't have no one that can direct them, to a place where they can get help, go to NA meeting, grab somebody that's running that meeting, and they can easily spot them. All they gotta do is sit, stay there, grab a cup of coffee, and just stay. Even if they gotta go there high, man, they don't care. You know, if you gotta get straight, get straight. Just go in there, sit down, drink a cup of coffee, and keep your eyes and your ears open, and you're gonna find out who are the ones who are running that meeting, and that's the ones that you're gonna approach and say, listen, I need help, and I guarantee you, they'll direct you to the right help, and then it's on you. After that, it's on them, man. It's all up to
All
them.
right.
You know what I
So
mean?
yeah. Hey, you said you had some more information you wanted to drop on the podcast last time I talked to you, and we never get to do it. Did you run across some of that information?
Well, I just wanted to let them know the difference. I just want to let people know that is out there in recovery or trying to get clean, or whoever's listening on the podcast, that recovery and addiction is two different things. You know,
Mm.
I'm gonna go with the addiction first. Addiction is something that someone has built a tolerance to, some kind of drug that it that they need in order for them to get out of bed in the morning, something to help them function. You know, because it's no way that they can hold on a job and keep money in their pocket and get high at the same time. Hell no. When you hook, man, listen, man, that money is going, that job is going, everything that you love is gone. You know, so a person can say, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop today. And he may do it. He may stop. He may not get high today. He may not get high tomorrow. And he may not ever get high along the line. But the disease of addiction is progressive, man. All right. So mentally, your brains is still got that stinking thinking. That's what I would call it. You know. So you're not looking for professional. You're not going to NA. You're not. You don't have any support network. You're not working on nothing. You're not working to better yourself. You're thinking by you stopping getting high and going back to work and trying to build the relationship that that's what it's all about. Nah, man. Because what's gonna happen is your behavior is gonna get in the way of all that. That same behavior that you had when you was getting high is still there. So you're not getting
Mm.
high, but those behavior and that way of thinking is still there. So it's gonna get in the way of your relationship. It's gonna get in the way of you making that money. It's going to get in the way of you holding up a job. You might get up one morning and say, fuck that. I'm not gonna go to work. I can hold that. No. If you
Mm.
was clean and you was sober, you would have never said that. You would have said, nah, I got to get to work. I got to get this money. I got to pay these bills. But since you're not working on you, something going to be working on you if you ain't working on you. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's about. That's the difference between addiction. Now, in recovery, you got a support network. You going to NA. When you feel some kind of way, you picking up the phone, calling a sponsor. You're going to group therapy. No matter how long it takes. I went to therapy for a year, man. For a whole
Mm.
year. I talked about my shit. I threw up on her. You know? I let it out. I let it all out. I tell her how I felt about everything. And she told me what I needed to do. That, you know, and I kept doing it. And so now you're working on bettering yourself. You know? You're not working on on you going out there and not caring about yourself or anyone. You're working now on bettering yourself where your behavior changes. You know, your way
Yeah.
you speak changes, the way you think changes. You know, the people that you hang out with
Hey,
changes.
yeah.
You know, everything changes. Recovery
Yeah.
is a lifestyle. You know,
Yes,
it
indeed.
has,
We got Uncle Beach in
yeah.
the building. Mhm.
You gotta live
Mm.
you gotta
Yeah.
live it, you know. It's gotta be part of you. That's the difference between addiction and recovery. Some people, and don't get me wrong now, you may have people out there that may stop cold turkey and they still go and they got years under their belt. Hey, more power to them. God bless them. It worked for them. but not everybody's like that.
Mm,
Statistically, out of 10, maybe 3 make it. The rest ain't
mm,
having it, man. They're going right back out to the
mm.
street. You know what I mean? So this is why I say you have to have a support network. You have to have some sponsors. You have to have
Hey,
numbers where when you
I
feel
got
some kind of way, you pick up the phone, you know?
yeah. I got another question, man. This is a question that the streets always talk about, but they never talk about. What's the strongest drug you ever did? And then I'm gonna ask you the question.
The strongest drug that I ever did was angel dust.
All right. So okay, would you say angel dust, heroin, cocaine is about the same as smoking weed?
Nah, no, because angel dust it's like a psychotic kind of drug where you can hallucinate off that shit, man. You smoke that and you in dream world, man. You know, you be looking at things and different. You know, it'll drive. I seen guys hold on to a pole, you know, and they gotta pry them off the pole, take them to the hospital. I seen guys
Mm,
get butt naked and run down the street. You ain't gonna do that smoking weed. I seen cocaine.
no.
I seen the cocaine
Yeah.
make a rich man poor. You know, I
Mm,
seen dope is a physical thing. Coke is a mental thing. Weed, you can smoke it and it could be a mental thing too. Because when you don't have it, you may get these urges where you start snapping at people, you know? You get up grouchy and stuff, and you gotta make that blunt and smoke it. Because today, you gotta remember, the weed they got today is totally different from the weed they had back in the days. You don't know what they're
yeah.
putting in the weed today. The government is taking
Yeah.
control of that, so they can do whatever they want with it. You know what I mean? And back in the days, it wasn't like that, man. You could smoke weed all day long, and there's only two things gonna happen back in the days when you smoke weed: get the munchies and go to sleep.
Just like that. Let me see. Let me check on these streets one more time. One more time. Let me check on these streets. What we got out there? We got Uncle Beats out there. we got Monk G's and Yo, what's up? Then we got Uncle Beats. He just if you ain't working on if you're not working on you work something working on you. Yeah,
There you
Uncle B.
go.
You are good.
I like that.
Hey,
If you ain't working on you, something else gonna be working on you. You right about that?
I'm yeah. So yeah, man. I got a couple of pictures, man. I wanted to pop up, and I want you to tell me a little bit about them, man, real quick. You know what I'm saying? You ready for this?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, let me see. Man, tell me about this picture right here. Who is
That's my
that?
man Hammer, man. That's my man Hammer, man. Let him rest in peace, man. Hammer was like a brother from a different mother. Me and him went to treatment together. Um,
Hmm.
he was doing good, man, for a little year or two. He had a good job, man. He was working for the city, and he had bad circulation in his leg because of the drugs. He used to shoot up, and so he got help and everything. He was doing good. But like I told them, you ain't got to go into relationships once you get out of treatment, man. You can hold off on that. That comes later. The right woman is gonna come into your life. But he didn't wait it,
Hmm.
and he got caught up with some girl, and so happened he picked up. He started getting high again, and I took him to a meeting one time. I said, "Listen, I'm gonna go be a speaker at one of the rehabs. I want you to come with me so you can speak and tell them about your story." He was getting high. I knew he was getting high, but he didn't want to tell me. He went into the
Hmm.
bathroom, did a little something, came back, and I see it in his face. And he was clean and everything. He was healthy there, but there was something different in his face. So I didn't say nothing. So he speaked at the meeting, whatever. I didn't judge them. I didn't tell him anything. I let him do him. He speak, whatever. Couple of days later, he called me up and said, listen, man, I want to apologize. I said, for what? And he said, yo, man, I got high. I'm getting high. And I said, Hammer, man, you my brother. If you need help, I help you. I'm not here to judge you. I'm just like you. I can fall just like you. We both came from the same place, same hood, did the same drugs. You know what I mean? So you need help, I help you. And he said, nah, I got this. I'm gonna see if I can work with this. I'm gonna do something different, and I'm gonna see what happens. Now, see, that's where the embarrassment and the shame takes effect. That's what I'm talking about when I say addiction, the disease of addiction. That shame and that embarrassment that he don't want to go back to the room because everybody saw him doing good. Now everybody's going to talk about him. That's where a person can be afraid of doing all over again. They let that shame, that ego, that pride, that embarrassment, you gotta throw that shit out the window, man. Forget about what
Mm.
people think about you. It ain't their life, it's your life. And I told them, I'll take care of you. I'll make a phone call, they'll pick you up, put you back in short-term treatment, and then you work on long-term treatment. It's okay.
So
Hey,
how did you got?
so what happened is, he tried to do it on his own, and a couple of months later went by. I was calling him, he didn't answer, and a friend of mine told me, "Yo, Hammer passed away." I said, "What happened?" And they said they found him dead in his house, by himself, alone,
Mm.
and that is so fucking sad, man. That shit was bringing tears to my eye. I feel bad right now because he was a good brother, man. He was a
Mm.
funny brother, man. Funny, he was a good dude. I used to get tickets um for the movie theaters, and I used to tell them I'll pass it because we was in treatment together at the time. They used to give us passes, and I used to say, "Yo, man, let's go to the movies, man. I got tickets." You see, this is how I was thinking. Another person would say, "Yo, let's go to the block." Fuck that block.
And sell the tickets. And sell the tickets.
Yeah. So I said, let's go to the movies. So I try to get them into that lifestyle,
Mm.
and that's what is called recovery, getting back of what you once had. You know what I mean? That's why it's
Mm.
called recovery, getting it back. And I try to get him, and he was doing good, man. He was doing great, but he passed away, man, and I felt real bad.
Mm.
He was gonna come out of my wedding too, and,
Mm.
and it was crazy, man. And
I'm
they
sorry
did
to
a
hear
little
that, man.
ceremony for him, but yeah, that was a good brother. Hammer. His name was Timothy Mayo. That was his name. Timothy
Timothy
Mayo. We used to call him
Hammer.
Hammer. Yeah.
All right,
He
man.
was
I
straight
got
out of
another
Brooklyn.
picture for you. In Brooklyn, stand up. Hey, I got another picture, man. Tell me about this one.
Sarah. Sarah
Who that?
Bourgeot. That's Sarah Bourgeot. I was helping up when I was going for my KSAT for drug counseling. Um
Mm-hmm.
I I was going for that, and I needed to be in order for them to fund um my treatment and the classes and all that. I needed to be affiliated with an Oasis funded facility. Oasis is the one who gives out the money so that they can pay for your classes, your school, and substance abuse in order to get a KSAP. So she was someone that I was holding down and trying to help her. And she came to me, and she was doing good too. That's another one that was doing good, had a good job. And she came to me and told me, listen, my boyfriend is coming out of jail. You think I should get back with him? I told her, you're here because of him. You think anything's going to change? He ain't
Mm.
going through what you're going through. He's all about the street, the jail, and the hustle. Right now, you ain't about that. You're about getting out of that, and away from that. But, and I tried to explain to her, and what happened is, she didn't listen either. And, and like I said, I'm not judging them or anything, but is part of the addiction that makes you block all these things out, they still think that because they clean for such a long time that they can go out and maybe pick up one time or go out to that block and hang out with those friends, and do things that a normal person wouldn't
They,
do.
right.
So
So
she hooked
where's
up
she
with
at
him.
now?
She passed away too, man. They found them both in the hotel dead.
God damn.
Yeah, she came out in the papers and everything, and they brought the papers to me, and I saw it. I mean, oh man, she came out in the Post and the Daily News, man. Two teenage, you know, female and male was found in a hotel OD of drugs. They were smoking
God
crack,
damn.
and yeah, man, she passed away. You know, and
Oh
she was doing
man.
so good. She was just a smart person. And her mother even called me. It was crazy, man.
Damn. Bro, I got another picture, man. Tell me about this picture, man. Lee, that's trippy. All right, no, here's another picture. Tell me about this.
This kid, this kid, his name was Tef Wonderrat. All right, Tef Wonderrat. Let me tell you about this kid. This kid was 23 years old. 23 years old. All right, the kid was going for his master's degree. All right, he was doing good. He was supposed to come out of my wedding too, and one day he calls me up and say, "Yo, E, man, I'm gonna come on your wedding, but it's my birthday on the weekend. I know your wedding is the following weekend, but I'm gonna go hang out with the fellas." I said, "Yo, be careful, do the right thing. You know what time it is. You ain't new to this." And I said, "Nah, I got this." This was a Friday. Sunday, he died of an overdose of fentanyl. Crazy, bro. Yeah, 23 years old, man. And these are the chances that people take, you know, because they think that because they clean for such a long period of time that they can pick up and they got it under control. Nah, man, there's no such thing. There's no such thing. It has you under control. And it's got you so under control that it's got you thinking that same shit all over
You,
again.
yeah,
It's sad, man.
crazy.
And I love all three of them, man. They were like two brothers and a sister, man. Believe me, we've been through a lot together, me and them. And like I said, that the program is designed for you to live life on life terms, so that when you go through those doors and you got to deal with life itself, you know what to do when you're faced with a problem, you know. And
Mm,
I guess they just wasn't ready, man. It's sad,
damn.
but they just wasn't ready. It's like recovery is not for everyone. You know what I'm saying, Monty? Recovery is not for
Yeah.
recovery is for those who really want it. And when you go start taking shortcuts, it's not gonna work. It's not
Mm,
gonna work.
damn. I got one more picture, man. And Tim, please don't tell me, man. Like them was some young kids, man, and they was out of here. So he a OG, man. So
Nah, that was the program, man. That was the office. That's my man. He was one of the drug counselors over there. He was the house manager.
and
He
where
was the
he at?
house
Where
man.
he at?
No, he's doing good. He's still doing the same thing.
Okay, that's what I'm
Yeah,
talking about.
he's doing good. He's still the house manager at another program. I think it's Phoenix House. But he used to be the one that used to give out the meds and make sure everybody in the house was good and give out the passes. And I used to help out in the office. He was the one that was showing me the way, if I wanted to be a house manager. There was a lot of options that I had if I was to get my case at, either to be a drug counselor, substance abuse, or a house manager running a rehab. So they
Mm,
were teaching me both.
okay, okay. Hey, man. I be running down a couple of questions, and you just on the podcast a couple of weeks ago, so you already know how the questions go. But I do got a couple more questions, some new ones for you, so you can answer these the best way you can. All right, my first question. Um, who taught you how to be civilized?
What, after treatment or growing up?
I mean, when did you feel like you learned? Like after treatment or just growing up?
Nah, well, growing up, I was wild and everything, but after treatment, I started being a little civilized, man. I started taking responsibility for my life, you know? I started
Mm-hmm.
knowing that hanging out on the block and with the guys and the gangs and going in and out of jail, messing with these drugs wasn't it, you know? And so I had to change my ways and become civilized as far as being responsible, you know, and trying to get some type of education and knowledge and some type of job trade and hook up with the right people, you know, that are doing things that I want to do, that are not picking up, that got good jobs, that saving money, you know, and doing the right thing, man, being productive in life, you know. And so,
Yeah,
yeah, it was after treatment that I became real civilized.
yeah, and that's what I was saying. I'm like, if if we don't even know what you mean civilized, but like I had to go through some things. We all had to go through some things when it's supposed to have been taught by our parents, but we be so young and naive, we don't want to
We're
listen.
not listening. Yeah, we're
Sometimes
not
it do
listening.
be after being in prison or being somewhere. So, hey, damn, what is something you thought was important, but as you got older, it really wasn't?
The freaking friends in that block.
Mm,
You know, I always thought that block and those friends and the gangs, you know, that was important. You know, that those are my brothers from a different mother. That those are the ones that are gonna look out for me. That those are the ones that I need to go to when I need help. But you know what?
mm,
When you land in the joint, where were they? Was they dropping money commissary? Were they coming to visit you? You know what I'm saying? Where's your friends now?
mm,
You know what I mean? You know, where's your friends
mm,
now? You know what I mean? So my family is the ones who came to see me and drop that commissary. And those are the ones that I wasn't listening to, which I should have.
mm.
And maybe I wouldn't have maybe I wouldn't have took that road. You know what I mean? Maybe I would have went right instead of left, you know?
And that's very true, right? But it's that's why I ask people. I say, what is something someone could have said or did to you to make you change the mindset you was in when you was in it?
Well, somebody would
I
have
know we should have listened, but what
I
could
mean,
somebody really did or said?
I don't think that it would have worked for me. Because I was too busy. I was too in the hood, you know? I was always in the street. That street mentality takes over. You know what I mean? You know, you want to show somebody, you got to prove something. You know, you got to be part of something. You know, and a person would have came up to me and talked out, I thought he was crazy. I said, man, nigga, I got this. Don't worry about this. I got this. Meanwhile, it got me. You know,
Yeah,
so it would have probably.
last time I know you said you was running the streets, and last time you said, y'all was with the gang and y'all was running around. And my question is, what's the difference between a gang and an organization?
Well, a gang, a street gang, they just protect the block and they rumbling with other gang members. But an organization is something else. You know, organization is like somebody who have their hands in drugs or or money laundering and they getting rich and they getting property and you know and they got like 100, 2, 3,000 guys involved. It's like worldwide. They
Mm-hmm.
organized. You know, they're they're doing something that they think is legit, but it's not. But it's making them a whole lot of money. They're getting rich. You know, that's what you call an organized crime, where like the mobs. Like the mobsters and whatever. They're all organized in a sense where everybody's making money. You know what I mean? But a
Mm-hmm.
gang is just they're just killing each other's off, man. They're just fighting amongst
Mm,
each other, shooting each other's, and for what? For a block? For colors? You kidding me, man?
mm, mm. Okay, okay. Let me see. Let me find another one lady. Uh, oh no, you already told me that one. You already told me that one. Mm, oh, another one about the drugs, right? Which one is worse, drugs or drinking liquor? Being an alcoholic or drug addict?
Drugs is an issue, but alcoholic is worse, man. Because it's legal.
Mm,
You can just buy it. You can go into you can just go to the store and buy the shit.
mm,
Then nobody gonna stop you. You can drink all day long. Ain't nobody gonna stop you. You know what I mean? They don't consider in some places they don't consider that a drug. Can you believe that? But it is.
damn.
It's a drug because the more you consume, the more alcohol you consume, it's destroying your central nervous system.
Mm,
It's messing you up. You're gonna get discolored. Your liver, your kidneys, all gonna be shot. You're gonna die, and it kills you faster than the drugs. I'm gonna kill you not. That
mm,
shit destroys you, man. Internally, it destroys you. You start getting the shakes. You can't hold nothing without shaking.
mm,
It messes up your central nervous system. And I say alcohol is the worst. Why? Because you can just go and buy it any way you want. It's all legal. Where
mm,
you can't buy heroin. I mean, you can
mm-hmm.
get it, but not like you can get liquor. You know,
Right.
cocaine. Weed today now they got dispensaries all over the place. You know, that's the
Ain't
differential
that
part.
crazy?
Yeah. People use it for medical wise, chronic pain, inflammation, the joints, diabetes, arthritis. They coming up with all kinds of stuff. This is why I keep telling
Mm,
everybody there's something that they putting in that goddamn weed, man. If it's helping you with all that, that weed alone by itself is not helping you with whatever disease or chronic pain or diabetic, whatever health issues
but
you.
the same, I
It can't
seen
be, man.
drinking kill more people
Because
than
if that
drugs.
was the case,
On the
why
real.
didn't they do this? Why didn't they do this years ago when we were smoking that golden, that Acapulco red? You know what I mean? That Thai weed. That it wasn't helping nobody then. All of a sudden now it's gonna help everybody. Why? Because the government got a hand in it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's
Hey,
like that, man.
my boy
Everything
say,
is all
he
about
seen
money.
more. Yeah, yeah. It's all
Everything is
about
about
money.
money, man. It's
Yeah,
all
my
about
boy
money, man.
saying, I seen drinking kill more people than drugs.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
true. Because they could just go to the store and buy it.
yeah. That's crazy. I ain't even think about that. I mean, I thought about it, but I'm like, yeah, nobody can really stop you. You know what I'm saying? That's a
Nah.
hard battle
You go
right
to
there.
bar. Yeah, you can drink all you want all day long, every day. It's
Hey,
crazy, man.
yeah. Hey, what is the quote you try to live by? Monk G in the building.
What is the quote I try to live by?
Yes.
Keep the focus. That's my quote.
The focus.
Keep the focus.
Hmm. Okay.
That's it. Plain and simple. Keep the focus. As long as I keep the focus on me, I won't go back to where I was at. You know what I mean? Perseverance
Mm,
is the word of the day. Perseverance, bro. Keep moving
okay.
forward no matter what. You know what I mean? No matter what. Nothing is going to
Okay.
stop me from getting to wherever I need to get to. It's not. Because if I let it, then I'll fall for anything, man. You know, you
That's
got to
right.
stand for something. You got to stand for something, or you're gonna fall for whatever, man. You're gonna fall for anything. You know, I
Yeah,
gotta
that's a
be
fact.
this way because yeah, I have to be this way, man, because I know me. I honestly know me today. So if I go another route, this is why I like laughing today. I joke with everybody today,
Okay.
you know, and I talk about it because I try not to bring that other side of me, man. Believe me, man. I've been
Yeah.
through so much shit. I don't want to see.
You know
I don't
what?
like that side.
But you know what? And that's crazy because like when I asked you that other question, I say, "Who make you civilized? Who taught you how to be civilized?" We all have that two sides of us, right? We have to talk to be civilized, right? But no one taught us how to be mean.
Uh,
Nobody
you
taught
know
us how to
that
be
that
mean and evil and hurtful. They got
you
to
know
teach
what?
us how to be civilized.
It's crazy that there's more people doing bad today than good. Ain't that some shit? I swear to God,
Mm.
there's more evil in this world than good, man. Everybody's like, it's just crazy. Like, like it,
With
it,
that
it, it takes a
Mingo,
lot, huh?
the Mingo. This my boy.
Yeah,
Go
it's
ahead.
a,
Yeah,
it's a
it's
whole big
enough.
other. I got another story. It's a long story on that part about being good and bad. And, it all comes to how we was brought up. And it's got nothing to do with our parents. It's just that we came from the hood, the streets, and we ain't taking shit from no one. You know what I mean?
Mm,
It's either somebody put their hands on you, then you gotta do what you gotta do. You know what I mean?
mm.
They say that you can get out the hood, but you can't take the hood out the person.
Yeah, on the real. On the real.
You know what
Hey,
I mean?
what side of the Bronx you stayed on?
South Bronx, 141st, Third Avenue, Patterson Projects, man. But
Oh,
I
okay.
made my money on Brook Avenue.
Brook Avenue. Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Yes, indeed. So yeah, man, we got a couple more people out here. Who we got out here? Let me holler at the people. Who we got? KAG. Oh,
She said they spraying weed nowadays. They didn't do that back in our day. Yeah, he ain't lying. As long as the government can get a taxation off of it. Tupac said it best. The government is the biggest gang.
yeah, the government's the biggest gang, and they spraying someone that weed, and they ain't got that regular weed with the seeds y'all used to smoke. Yes, indeed.
Nah, man, I used to buy a
Good
$3
hierarchy.
bag.
Thank you for the dollar. Thank you for the $2, my brother. Much
I used to
love.
buy a three. I used to buy a $3 bag, man. Put it on the album cover and clean it all out. Get all the seeds out of it and roll like about 6, 7 joints, man, and just get high. And we ain't use that blunt bamboo paper. You know,
Yeah,
easy wider.
yeah.
I use easy wider because it burns
Who else we
slow.
got? Oh, look at you. Oh man.
Jackie said good evening.
Good evening, Jackie.
Got Domingo. Send
Yeah.
his blessings.
Domingo singing the blessings, big blessings. Domingo. Yeah.
Derek
Uh-huh. I
says that's
see.
the way of the world.
That's the way of the world. Yeah, it is. It's everything changing. We got
Yeah.
yeah, short body in the building. Fammission, let's go. Yeah.
Jackie says she's on Brook Avenue.
Broke Avenue. Okay. She on the Ave too. Yeah, man.
Junior said limo bag.
Limo bags. What's limo bags?
That's the Bronx thing.
What happened?
He said limo bags. That's the Bronx thing.
Limo bag.
Nah. But back in the days, it was nickel bags or tray bags, $3 bags or $5 bags
Oh
of
yeah,
weed.
right. I thought he was saying something. Yes,
If
indeed.
that's what she's saying,
Yeah, I don't know. That's my boy. He's from New York. I don't know.
Say we come from love. Our homes was filled until the government started these programs to divide us. It's
Mm.
sad that they scared of us as a whole with our kings in the household, but they're inside the home, but not there. And to be honest, the reason why they scared because of all the hurt and wrong they've done to us, we gonna do it to them. But vengeance is his, the Lord, not ours. That's why we stay blessed.
Ooh, stay blessed. You already know. But she dropped a big book, Joe.
Yeah. I
Mm.
mean,
For
it is
real.
what it is.
Yeah,
You
man.
know.
You know the government, man. They always want some money, though. They think they're gonna,
Yeah,
you know,
man.
um,
The
y'all
government,
want
the
that money.
government's the the government is the gangsters, man. They gangsters, man. It's for real. They
The
gangsters, man. They
biggest gangster.
taxing us. They give us what they want to give us, not what we need. You know what I mean? They see other countries. They'll go in there. Yo, we want this. We taking it. You know what I mean? Or they're dropping bombs, and
Hey,
that's just the
well, I got
government,
another
man. It's all
question for
about
you.
money.
Yeah, I got one question. If you can change that one thing about the world, what would you? What that one thing you would change?
About the world.
Yeah,
Wow, that's a real hard one there, man.
yeah. If you change just one thing, help them out, y'all. If you could change one thing in the world, what would you help? What would you want to change? Help them out, y'all.
Yeah, I'll get rid of all the evil in the world, man. That's what I change. Peace and love for
Mm,
everybody. You know what I mean?
mm,
We don't need to be hating on each other. We need to
mm.
take care of each other, love each other, man. If we would work on that, this world be a better place because it ain't the world that's bad. It's the people who live in it
The
and make
people
it
in it.
bad.
Mm, okay. Hey, so check it out. Think another question. What
Dr.
kind?
G says you better shout her out before she kicks your butt.
Who's
My
that?
bad. My bad, G. Yeah. If whenever what calms you down whenever you get angry? Uh,
Music.
what she say? What else she say? No, no.
Music, man.
Music. What kind of music you listen to?
Oh man, I listen to old rap like oh man, I'm talking about old rap, man. My man,
Oh, wow.
yeah,
Mrs.
yeah.
Jones, Mrs. Jones, Mrs. Jones. No, go
KRS,
ahead. Okay.
yeah, KRS, Grandmaster Flash, MC, Kumo D. I'm talking about
Oh,
LL Cool J's early joints. Shit, man. Uh, Rakim. Oh man, I mean, rap that was rap, man. Tupac was good too. But I listen to a lot of R&B, like Craig Mack. I like Craig Mack. I always liked his stuff. You know what I mean? You
mm-hmm.
know, Get Down and Judgment Day. Yeah, I like all that old rap. I don't listen to all this new rap they got now. All this crazy shit. But R&B, I listen to a lot of R&B, man.
All right.
Jodeci.
Hey,
You know,
hey, check this out. I got another question for you because I know you're
yeah,
going all the
yeah.
music, and I know you New York. We're gonna open up doors for that one. But what meal traumatized you as a kid? Because I remember you saying, no, no, you tell me that. Tell me that. Go ahead. Go ahead. What meal traumatized you as a kid?
Fucking liver.
Ah,
I hate
yo,
that, man. My mother used to try to feed me liver. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, nah, man, I can't. I used to eat. And gizzards. I hate them things, man. Gizzards? Goddamn gizzards. Them shits look like little
gizzards
balls.
live.
Like, they used to fry them. Cook like, yo, nigga, I stay away from gizzards. No more liver, man. I hate them, man.
Man,
I hate.
hey,
My mom used to always do that. Liver. Like, oh man,
tuna in the can. Oh my God. Ugh.
tuna in
Hey,
the can.
so
Now, tuna in the can
yeah.
was good, man, with some Ritz crackers.
Oh man. Hey, so if somebody, if you had to go, if you took me to New York with you, right? What spot would you take me to go eat some good food?
I take you to Giovanni's and Frank's. That's an Italian place
Giovanni's?
out in yeah, Giovanni's. Giovanni's and Frank's. Frank's on Middletown Road. Good Italian food, man. Sit there, nice table, glass of wine. If you drink, I drink water, but you drink the wine. Nice, man. Get some pina piccata. You get some lasagna. You get some eggplants with the mozzarellas. What, man? Baked chopped clams. Oh my God. What? Listen, I'm telling you, man. I love Italian food, man. I love Italian food. That's my shit.
Yeah, on the
I
real.
love it. That'll be a place to take you have a nice meal, man.
He said, "What's that? Frankie
Or
and Johnny?
Yeah.
What's
City Island.
what's that? City Island?" He said, "Frankie's and Johnny.
City.
What's that?"
No, City. No, he's talking about Frank and Johnny. That's on City Island. That's all the way at the end of City Island. You got Johnny. They both across the street from each other. They got some good seafood over there.
He said, "Sammy's."
Sammy's. That's Frank's and Johnny's. No, Tony's. Frank's and Tony's. They're on City Island. Sammy's I heard of, but I never been there. I never went to Sammy's.
Yeah, he talking about some Puerto Rican food, huh?
Puerto Rican food. If we go Puerto Rican food, then you got to go to on Castle Hill. It's called what's the name of it? Brit.
He said,
Oh man, I got
he said Frank and Johnny's is Italian.
it's Italian. Well, Frank is on Middletown Road is Italian. Johnny's I don't know about.
Yes, indeed. Yeah,
It's right
man.
next to. He's got a restaurant and a pizzeria right next to each other.
Okay,
Good
okay.
Sicilians. Good Sicilians too, man. Oh man, to kill for.
Hey, man, what would be your death row meal?
My death row meal.
Yeah, your final meal. Your final meal. They say, man, you go pick and you can get whatever you want. What would you want?
Filet mignon.
Okay,
Filet
okay,
mignon. Filet mignon.
okay.
And some fried fish. Fried fish
Okay.
with the broccoli and the melted butter on it. A whole bunch of it. So that
Yeah.
way, when they electrocute me, I'll shit all over those fucks.
uh,
We have a question.
all
What
right.
is his favorite
His favorite what?
era?
Oh, what's your favorite era? What was your favorite era? You probably say in the 60s.
Nah, I say the 70s, man, where we can go to
Okay.
the movies. We can go to the movies for like $2 and watch like three movies. Chinese movies, or sometimes they had Black Bill Jones and Jim Kelly, Shaft. Richard Roundtree, Shaft. Oh man, those are the movies, man. Trouble Man. What? Oh man, JD's Revenge. Those were good movies, man. Those are good movies, man. I remember those movies too. They had all the movie theaters. Now the movie theaters are gone, man. The Bronx, the Lowe's, the Can, they're all gone, man. They don't make no
Hey,
movie.
so
The
hey,
internet, the
what was
internet took over.
yeah, on the real. There's too much going on. Hey, what was the
Three the
first gangster
highway.
movie you seen? The first
The
gangster
first,
movie you seen?
the real first gangster movie. Oh shit. It was called It was a motorcycle thing. Oh man, what's the name of it? I think it was the Wild Ones. But my favorite one was the Warriors, man. The Warriors.
The
Warriors
world.
come out to play, yay.
Yeah. Yeah,
Those
okay.
were the shit. That was a good movie too. That was a
Yeah,
good
yeah.
movie.
So let me see. That's a classic on the real. So yeah, man, we already in our power. Let's see, man, who out in the streets. If we gonna see, do they got any questions for you, man? They got any questions? Anybody got some questions, real quick? But again, is there anybody you want to send a shout out to?
Uh, I want to shout out to my sister, man. I want to shout out to my sister. She's just recuperated from cancer. Um, she just been through some chemo. She just got her first radiation, and she got two more treatments and that, and she'll be done. I was just talking to her. I love my sisters. My father always say, take care of your sisters, man.
Mm-hmm.
Always take care of my sisters, and I love them because they was always there for me when I was out. I really want to send a shout out to them, and I want to send a shout out to all my friends, my childhood friends, Red, Peachy, Danny, you know, uh, Chino. They still alive today, and they call me every day, and we still hanging, and and I want to say thank you to my new friends here in Florida. Raul and Ralphie and I call his name is Roger. I like to call him MacGyver. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I call him because he's handy with his hands. And those are my new friends. My new friends that everybody doing the right thing. And Jason, people that I like joking around and hang around with, man. Y'all make my day, you know what I mean? You know,
What's the
and,
strangers?
and I like
Mm.
what she said.
We got another question. We said, what's the most dangerous train line? Oh, I guess the train line in New York.
Most dangerous train line, the freaking J train, man, going to Brooklyn. I mean, that's the
The J
crazy.
train?
Yeah, that J train in Brooklyn in the night, man. Woo! It gets crazy
Mm.
there. That's going down East New York all the way down to Queens, man. You know, I mean, you got the 4 and 5, but it's not like it was back in the days, man. Back in the days,
Mm-hmm.
shit, graffiti everywhere. But
Yeah,
that
he said
now,
the D.
the D is crazy too, because it goes all the way to Brooklyn. The Steelwood Avenue, that's the last stop. That D train is crazy too because it don't go express. That should go local all the way. You know,
Mm.
that's crazy line too. You know,
Mm.
yeah. But then there's always some damn alphabets, man, that'll kill you, man.
Man, it's always an alphabet. Yeah, man. So, man, I appreciate you coming on for the second time on the podcast, man. Showing us love. And shout out to all the people that showed up, showed some love, man. Make sure y'all share, like, and subscribe and check us out next week. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely gotta appreciate you coming on for the second time, man. I sure appreciate you. And man, if you can say anything to these kids, what would you say to
Stay away from all the bullshit, man, and be yourself. Don't try to be
them?
someone that you're not. You don't need to impress anybody. The only person that you need to impress is yourself. You know, go to school,
Mm,
stay in school. You know, and be somebody. Because today most of those that should have been somebody, they either behind the jail or 6 feet in the ground. You know what I mean?
mm,
And these kids today, man, they just don't listen, man. Listen to your parents. Even though it's kind of crazy and you think they don't know what they're talking about, but believe me, they didn't get at their age like doing nothing, like not knowing what they should do. Like, they got old for a reason because they must have been doing something right. You know what I mean? And that's
mm.
what I would say to them,
Yeah,
man. You know?
that's right. That's right. Before you get up out of here, man, I need to give me a drop, man. Send a shout out to the Fammission Podcast. Go ahead. Just give me a drop. You like,
Fammission. Okay, I ain't listening. Finish.
go ahead. I'm gonna
What you?
go ahead and tell your name and tell them, man, you on the Fammission Podcast. Go ahead.
Yes, this is Elliott Colazo, aka EJ. I'm on the Fammission Podcast, and I'll be back. And thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Love. Yeah. Yo, what's up? This your boy Money G, man, on the Fammission Podcast. And man, we just had another one. If you missed it, you want this joint, hit subscribe and hit that like and share that button. And man, we'll holler at you next week. You already know it is. It's G Staff Fammission. We out.
I got the whole